What's going on, guys? It's Cam Hilliard from Miller's RV in Baton Rouge, and today I'm bringing back a video that we did a couple years ago on the Coachmen Leprechaun 298, but this time it's updated. All right, guys, so we did a video a few years back on, I believe it was a 2023 Coachmen Leprechaun, same floor plan as this. A few big differences though. One is the one we did in the past had full body paint, this does not, but the floor plan is the same. Coachmen just made it look a lot prettier and just a lot more modern. So I really like it. We're gonna jump into the changes and just give you an overall feel for how this floor plan is and if it could work well for you. So we're at the side of the Leprechaun now. One thing I wanna point out, this 298, it does have wheel simulators instead of the solid wheels. I prefer the solid wheels, but you can get bolt-on simulators so they don't fall off, so that's fine for me. Did want to point out your step here. So you have a pretty heavy duty step. It makes it nice and easy to get up and down from the driver and passenger seat. And then you do have a full length awning on this 298, which is fantastic, and we'll roll that out for you in a minute. And then this floor plan is packed with tons of exterior features. So I'm gonna jump around to the other side so I can show you guys the outdoor entertainment and then another little hidden bonus for you as well. I've got the awning rolled out now. Like I said, huge awning, nice LED strip underneath to make it nice and easy to watch your outdoor TV. This does have a built-in JBL soundbar, but with the awning that comes out, the actual viewing of it is a lot better. I don't know if this doesn't swivel. You could change that mount if you want to. I don't really know if you need to swivel it. This here does indicate that we have washer dryer prepped inside. I'm not sure if we ordered this model with it or without it. Good storage here, and this goes all the way across, guys. So you can put your big picnic tables, your chairs. If you have a gazebo, like if you're gonna do some like heavy duty cooking out back, you can do that as well. Propane quick connect here, so you can hook a little grill to. You can set up your table underneath here with a nice awning, or also if you wanted to go the opposite route and you wanted to do an induction cooktop, you could plug it in right there and you'd be nice and fine. So the outside of this Leprechaun looks pretty similar, I guess, other than the paint from the last 298 we did, other than the new Coachmen logo, or I guess it's a new throwback really, bringing back the Dalmatian look. But the big differences in this floor plan will be in the inside. I love the new interior of this. I think it's got a lot of features that will make it comfortable for you and make it feel nice and open. Let's check it out. All right, guys, so we're inside the 298 now. Really nice and open space. I love the light colors kind of mixed with the darker upholstery. It just kind of makes the whole thing kind of feel like, I don't know, like a coffee shop. I really like it. Starting to my right, we've got our dinette here. So this is Coachman's favorite J lounge, which I think is one of the best designs in any Class C. So it stays like a J like this. So it's really comfortable for moving that back seat around and swiveling it. Or the front seat rather, because the two front seats do swivel. But if you want it to be a U-shaped dinette, or if you want to make it down to a bed, you just pull out that platform there and it fits in nice and easy. You do have 3 seat belts here. Also, there's going to be a TV with, again, the sound bar mounted to it already, right across from the recliners. Now, one of my favorite things about this 298KB is the seating arrangements. I recently, over Easter break, took a RV trip with my family, and I loved having the dinette across from the recliners just because it made it all the more social, like the traveling, like we weren't some of us sitting here and some of us sitting here, which some of those floor plans are nice too, but I enjoyed the travel aspect and just the community aspect that it brought whenever we were all kind of sitting here in the same space. While I'm talking about these recliners, I do want to mention they are electric, they do vibrate, and they are heated. I'm reluctant to call them massage chairs because, I mean, depends on what quality of massage you've had, but I guess if the vibration does it, that does it. Stepping back here to the kitchen area. So you do have the Magic Chef fridge and freezer, opens from both directions, which I love, especially on a floor plan like this when the fridge is right next to the recliner. Makes it convenient if I want to grab a drink or want to grab some ice cream from here, I can without ever having to get up, so that's a plus. This unit is equipped with leveling jack, so it does have the Bigfoot leveling system, push button, auto level. We've got that and you're ready to rock just by push of a button. You do have storage actually to the left and the right of the TV, also right above here. I always like having storage above the door just because this is the perfect spot for like dog leashes or, you know, even flip-flops or small things like that. But also underneath your dinette here, you do have like a little cubby, which is perfect for shoes or just items that you don't want to track all the way through the motorhome. Now with the kitchen area, I kind of was just looking over this a few minutes ago, just kind of thinking about some of the things that I really enjoy. And I gotta point out these lights that are underneath the countertop. They're super subtle, but really, really nice. And see, you can see when I turn it off, it just doesn't have the same effect. It kind of makes it look a little bland, not as exciting. But the lights under the cabinets and the countertop here just kind of add an effect that I really like. So you do have a big sink. I don't have any sink covers that come with it from Coachmen, but you can, make something, manufacture something yourself out of wood or plastic that fits perfectly in there and gives you extra countertop space. But right now it's just one really big sink, which is great. You have added countertop space here that flips up and releases. Storage underneath, which is nice too. This is perfect spot for a trash can, and then just some of those items, some of that cleaning supplies, and similar things. You're gonna have a drawer to the left of that, and this all has pull-out drawers, so this could be like your part of your pantry and for your spices and stuff. Microwave below. It's not my favorite to have a microwave that low. It's not a deal breaker for most folks, but it is worth knowing that microwave is pretty low. I feel like typically they're even a couple inches higher than that. But it is a regular microwave, not a convection. But still underneath that, still storage. 3-burner stovetop up here. And then above the cooking area, you've got huge pantry storage there. And then big pantry storage right above. I think this is, I'm not sure if that's for the window or if that's for the bed. But great storage in this. With this new color scheme, your countertop color has changed, your cabinet colors has changed from the previous Coachmen Leprechauns, and also the pattern on that backsplash is different too. So I actually really liked it a lot. This does have the WineGuard gateway, so you've got 5G enabled. You can have a Wi-Fi provider as well. You just have to get with your cellular provider and set that up. Before we step to the hall area and the bathroom, I do want to mention also that this TV can be swiveled, which is nice, and it is a smart TV. I don't know if you've grown to expect that, but definitely is a smart TV as well as the TV outside. So yeah, that's mostly it. So actually, I will point out too that these two, so you have 2 vents in the front, one above the bunk and one in the center. Neither of them have fans on it. That's not a big deal for us in Louisiana, just because normally, even right now, it's like 92 degrees in the middle of May. We're not gonna have those open that often. Like I know like out west, you can just use the fans for a lot of times in the evenings and it feels great. Not for us. But if you wanted to add 12-volt fans there, I'm sure you could. I'd imagine there's power run somewhere right around there. So let's jump back to the hall area, which in saying that, I do really like that you have like a separate hallway. Like it's not just a door that separates the bathroom or the bedroom and the living area. It's actually kind of like a little hallway, so it just feels totally private. And even a huge window there. The whole thing just feels really, really open. Let's jump back to the bedroom and check out this king bed that they've got for you. All right, guys, so back in the bedroom now. The first thing to notice, especially if you're coming back after seeing the 2023 298 video that we did, is that this mattress has changed. So on the 2023, and I think actually, yeah, the 2024 Leprechaun 298, there was a bit of a change in height from this piece to that piece of the bed, since it is a folding bed, which kind of made it uncomfortable from the factory. Now, it was a pretty easy change. We could put a board underneath this side. Or actually, I think what we did is attach it to the mattress itself, but that made it sit at the same height. With the way they're sitting it now, you actually don't have to do any changes. Like this is even, actually it'll be really comfortable. Instead of the break being at like the small of your back, this is probably gonna be right below your butt, so you should be plenty comfortable doing that. And the actual mattress itself is more comfortable than what they've had in the old design. We did order this with 2 ACs. We pretty much order all of our Leprechauns over 26 feet with 2 ACs, so you have the non-ducted AC back here. Do want to point out that you have plugs on both sides of the bed, so it can be fine for phones or CPAPs. There's actually a little ledge here. I didn't see if there's a ledge on that side. But also, again, there's tons of windows all over this coach. You have 2 small windows on the sides of the slide, and then 1 small window, or 1 big window on the front of the slide. Also, you're gonna have storage all the way through. Yep, 3 cabinet doors there, and that goes all the way through, and then a big closet area here to the back. So this closet, if I can open it right, you see it stayed nice and tight, so it's not gonna fly open when you're traveling. But with this closet, you've got hanging space galore. You've got space for shoes up top. And then on the other side, you're gonna get a little bit more of the same with a split right here to separate your stuff. Also beneath that, you're gonna have sock drawers and you know, underwear drawers, pretty good sized drawers as well. And then you do have the washer dryer combo in here, which is a big plus. I know you don't find that a lot of times on Class C, so it's nice to have it. This is really, I think Coachmen does a really good job with their Leprechaun series with the availability of 2 ACs, washer dryer combos on a lot of them. It just checks a lot of boxes so you can get the amenities of a much larger coach, but in a much smaller footprint. Let's check out the bathroom. This has a unique door design that I want to tell you a little bit more about, and you may not have seen before. Let's see it. So I told you this door is unique. So instead of opening out or in or sliding that way, it kind of does a little bit of all of that. Kind of goes out, kind of goes in, and kind of slides. So because of that, you have tons of room in the bed whenever or in the bedroom when the door is closed. And also it makes it where your bathroom, you're not giving up any space in that either. I have had a customer who wanted this door removed. So if you want to do that as well, you weren't worried about having the door or the bathroom shut off, you could. It's relatively easy to take this off. You do have porcelain toilet, that's a plus. A window in the bathroom, another plus. It's gonna make it seem very open. And really storage galore in here. So this, you can put clothes, towels. I think there might be too much space for just towels. You have towel hangers here. Kind of your medicine cabinet storage here. Toilet paper hanger and space for more toilet paper. And then big storage underneath the sink. Yeah, that's great. Sink is about what you've come to expect on most of these Class Cs. It's plastic, not super big, but the good thing about it is the faucet is adequate size. It's not a super small, crappy little faucet. It's actually a nice size faucet I can get my hands under without busting my knuckles. And the shower, well, I'm gonna have to pivot you guys around because this shower is impressive. Let's check it out. All right, so now that you can see the shower, you can see this thing is huge. You've got space to add or to put your shampoo and your soap and all that good stuff. Faucet, pretty tiny little faucet. I don't know how the pressure is on it. You can change this faucet if you want something that's a little bit more fancy. For me, just get the job done. Sunroof here, or skylight, nice view of the sky. You do have your shower curtain here. So that is antimicrobial, and what I like about that, not only does it squeegee the water off and keep it clean, keep it from mildewing, well, the good part about it too is since it's flexible, I have good elbow room in here, but I can kind of nudge into that curtain without messing it up or without letting a whole lot of water, really letting any water out. So that's a plus. It does have the shower miser system as well. So if you're unfamiliar with that, to put it in simple terms, it basically makes it where instead of turning on your water and wasting all that fresh water, or wasting, if you're hooked at a campground, wasting all that gray tank space with the water that's waiting to get hot, you can just turn this on and then turn both of the cold and hot side on, and it's going to cycle out all the cold water. So then as soon as you turn it back, hot water is right there ready for you. You didn't waste any tank space, and you didn't really have to, wait for the shower to get cold. You just did this beforehand. So it's a really nice feature, and it's one that I think can be very useful as long as you pay attention to it. If you don't use it, you'll never really know what you missed, but I think in this case, you've got big tanks, you'll be fine anyway. So we're gonna head around to the front, show you the cab area, some of the conveniences on that. Yeah, but really everything in this coach, since it's about 31 feet, is well equipped. I don't know the word. You guys are gonna have to correct it, but it's well appointed. That's the word. It's very well appointed, good space, and the colors, everything seem to be nice. Let's go check out the front. So we're flipped around to the front of the coach now, as you can see. Hopefully enjoyed this tour so far. I really love the interior of this thing. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Also, any suggestions on any other floor plans or videos we should do, leave them in the comments. We do read them. And we always appreciate the like and the subscribe too. We're almost to 10,000, so we'd love to have you guys around for that. Checking out these bunks, I want to get you a little bit closer so you can see it. What Coachmen does with their bunk beds, I think is so much better than what other manufacturers do, because you get versatility out of it and also you get practicality out of it. So those are two big thumbs up. Let's check it out. So now you can see the bunk better. I always like to point out the storage that Coachmen puts up here. Instead of some overly large mattress that no sheets fit on, I will say, with kind of in the same breath, a lot of times that I'll sleep on these upper beds, I will just bring a sleeping bag, but with this you don't have to, because regular sheets can fit this instead of some, again, abnormally large bed. So you have all the storage that's up here, which is great for your kids. They can put their little devices, they can hide little snacks in here and stuff like that you don't want them having, little cookies and Tootsie Rolls. You also have cup holders, USB ports, and then one of my favorite features of all, and you can add this on any Class C, keep that in mind, or pretty much any Class C. But I love the fact that it comes from the factory from Coachmen, are these nets here. So it's great not only to keep your kiddos safe when you're traveling, but also it's great to keep your stuff from falling out whenever you're storing it. So see, now that you've got that net and you can tighten it up however you want, the center part of your store, of the things that you have stored here, is gonna be fine. Or if it's a person, obviously they're gonna be fine with that net here. So I absolutely love having this installed. If you have a Class C and you really like this, you can order one of these and install yourself. It's not that big of a deal, but you know, I always like to have stuff from the factory. It makes it easier. I don't have to go spend my money on it. I can just leave it, or I can just get it and roll. So into the cab area, I'm gonna show you some of the things I like about that. I'm gonna put this up so you guys can get a better look, but the cab conveniences are really nice in the Leprechaun as well. All right, so in the cab area now where you can see it a little bit better. So first off, let me turn this down and this down, but huge screen. So I love having this big screen. I also like how it's movable to either side. So if you're driving and you've got your wife or your buddy in the passenger seat, and you're like, hey, can you put in the closest Raising Cane's? They can come over here and they can enter in the destination without you having to mess with it while you're driving, or have to get out of their seat and move. Now with the CarPlay, you could also do it on your phone too. But still, I like being able to swivel that. Tons of cup holder space in here, so you can have your sunflower seed cup and your Coca-Cola if you want it. Also, I want to mention too, so the screen here, and then as you can see, you have your viewing screen here. This is one of my favorite features on the Leprechauns, because you can keep your GPS here and you can view your tow vehicle or just what's behind you instead of guessing, if there's somebody tailgating you, or if your Jeep's still hooked up on the back, you'll know for sure with a constant view of that. No beauty mirrors up here. If you want to add them, go for it. You got handles in case you're riding with a bad driver, which are a plus. You have a 150 watt inverter here. Let's see if you can get a look, which is actually really nice if you want to charge something bigger than just a cell phone, like an iPad or a computer, or something you need a little bit more juice for. That's fantastic. You do have cruise control on this. You should have, yes, you have automatic headlights as well. So it's got a lot of features that make it really nice. And for any beginner RVers out there, sometimes, a Class A may look pretty with that big bus front as compared to a Class C, but a Class C is a great way to get started. It's very comfortable for novice and beginner drivers, just because it kind of feels like you're in a truck, maybe just a little bigger and a little bit heavier. So I highly recommend it. If you'd like to come see this model in person or come see any of the other Class Cs or test drive that we have, give us a call. We'd love to help. And as always, enjoy the journey.